What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Vlog O'Clock. It's Wednesday night, and apparently we've been in a fire warning today, and then a, what'd you say, a red flag warning?
It was still.
Which I guess is like a more severe fire weather warning or something like that. And then tonight we're in a freeze warning, so we're actually going outside to get the plants and bring them back in so they don't freeze to death, hopefully. I mean, they might freeze to death inside. Rachel keeps it pretty cold in here. Ooh, it's too cold. I'm going back in.
Oh, this guy's big. There we go.
Wow, so it's actually getting kind of chilly outside. So I guess it's probably good that we brought him in because it is getting a little bit cold out there. They probably won't like that too much. So now we're gonna move on to the other thing I was gonna show you tonight. So I've had this desktop that I built since like 2010, I think is when I built it. So I've had it for quite a while. It's been a good computer. Recently, I've been just leaving it on to do some cryptocurrency mining, just because it's been sitting here and I mostly use my laptop now, so I figured, hey, why not? Well, recently, it's been acting up on me, so I just kind of want to show you what it's been doing here. Okay, so here goes the boot screen, and it comes up, and then let's see if it's going to do it. Now it's on video, watch, it won't pop up. Detecting drivers, that's fine. Here we go. And then see this CPU fan error. That's not good. You don't want a CPU fan error. So we hit F1 to resume. So what happened was the other day there was a power outage, but like the power like flickered off, then back on, then like back off immediately. And I thought that I had everything on surge protector so that this wouldn't happen, but apparently this power strip that I have this computer sitting on in here apparently isn't a surge protector, or I don't know, maybe it just finally fried it from turning off and on, which is also possible. It's possible that it is a surge protector, but because of the flickering on and off so fast and the age of the computer and all that, it just finally broke something. So I'm gonna take it apart sometime and see if I can figure out if it's the fan or if it's the motherboard. I'm hoping it's just the fan because I could just put a new fan on. If it's the motherboard, because of how old the motherboard is and the CPU and the RAM, I have to replace a lot of things all at once, which I really don't want to do since I mostly just use it now for mining, for crypto mining, and not actually for like anything else. So it's definitely that the CPU fan cooler died. I plugged it into a different fan and it wouldn't spin up. And then I plugged one of the tower fans into where the CPU fan plugs in to see if it would power on. And it did power on. Of course, the computer still complains about it because it doesn't have the fourth plug to tell it that there's a CPU fan and all that sort of stuff. But the fan did spin up, so that tells me I'm pretty sure that that means my CPU fan just finally died. Whether it was because of the power surge or just odd timing, who knows. I'm gonna check to see if the power strip that I have all of this on is a surge protector or not. I thought that it was, so it's possible that just a quick power cycling just finally killed the fan. It is pretty old. Let me go ahead and give you guys a look inside the tower here while it's all pulled apart. So here is the CPU that I built. Not the CPU, the computer I built. This is a Cooler Master V8. It's a really nice cooling system. It keeps the CPU super cool. You can't see it back in there, but it sits on top of the CPU, of course. And it's a, I don't remember the exact model number, but it's like a early gen i7, like we're talking 2009, 2010, so it's like one of the first gen i7s. So it's not really a configuration that you can just readily buy anymore. And then of course here's my RAM, and the issue why I didn't want it to be the motherboard is because my RAM is tri-channeled, which at the time was like a really cool new thing, but pretty much everyone's gone away from tri-channeled RAM. So I would have had to replace all my RAM. I've had to replace the CPU, the fan. I think everything else in here I could have salvaged. So luckily it's just this, which I think is okay because I can probably find a replacement CPU fan slash cooler that will fit this older style motherboard and this older pin count, you know, on the CPU. I don't think they've changed that much. So I should be able to do that. Then of course, you know, this panel here has a see-through thing and it has a fan on it and it has blue lights because, you know, it has to have fancy stuff. Okay, moving on. So this is the video card that I built the computer with. This is a Radeon HD 5850. This thing is like a 1 gig. Let's see if it shows it on here. Here we go, right here. See if it'll focus. It won't focus. But anyways, right there it says it's a 1 gig graphics card. This thing is old, so it's probably like, we're talking like maybe like GDDR3 or 4 maybe old, like it's pretty old. And then what I've been running, thanks to a friend at work, is this guy here. Let me flip it around so you can see which one it is. Oh, it doesn't say. Interesting. Well, this is a GTX 1050, and it says it, here we go, right here. Again, it probably won't focus because it doesn't do well with up close stuff with this camera, but it's a GTX 1050 Ti Aero. This is a 4 gig, so it's quite a step up from my starting days here. But this is a really nice graphics card he had and gave it to me actually. So that was really nice of him, so thank you for that. And it's been chugging along, keeping my computer going for a couple years now. And then when I got my most recent laptop, I basically just wasn't using this anymore. And then earlier this year, I decided to go ahead and turn it into a kind of a mining machine since it was sitting here. And that's what it's been doing for the last few months. All right, you guys, so that's the video for today. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We just kind of hung out the rest of the night. We had to go to the store and then we came home and had dinner. And then we got the plants and brought them in because it was getting cold outside. And I showed you my computer that's been acting up, but luckily, like I said, it looks like it's just the fan that died and not the motherboard. So at least that's an easier fix because it's only one thing I have to replace instead of a bunch of other things as a result of it. So that's good for you, only one thing. She didn't really even know, I guess, because I don't think I even told you, did I?
No, and I don't really care.
So there you go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell notification, share this video with all of your friends and your family and whoever else watches YouTube, which is just about everyone these days, I think. Or, you know, don't do any of that and just keep watching videos. And we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.